I'm Chief Inspector Japp.
It's here, Poirot. The murder took place in this street. Grim place indeed.
Tout à fait, Hastings. The streets of Andover are in a terrible state.
Look, there's Chief Inspector Japp. He's talking with a policeman.
Let us try not to get our shoes wet.
Don't dilly-dally, Poirot. Japp will be waiting for...
Over here, it's Hastings and Poirot. You missed the 9 o'clock train?
We took the 10:30. Luckily, the service is good to Andover.
So, Chief Inspector, what do we have?
The victim is called Alice Asher. She owned this tobacco shop. She was killed yesterday with a blow to the back of the head.
At what time?
Let me just check.
Is Japp being too relaxed? Let us find the clues that prove it.
Indeed, Poirot. We were used to seeing you judge people with more discretion.
Japp is in a good mood. I bet he thinks he's already caught the culprit.
The last customer to see Mrs. Asher alive left her shop at 5:30. The body was found at around 11 in the evening by an officer doing his rounds. The shop door was open. That's what alerted him.
Had anything been taken?
A little tobacco maybe, but you'd hardly murder for a few smokes. There's nothing of any real value in the shop.
What type of woman was Mrs. Asher?
In her 50s, married but separated, no children.
A husband?
Aha, Franz Asher, the husband. Alcoholic and violent. It's said that he regularly insulted his wife and threatened to kill her.
Do you think he's guilty?
We'll look for Franz Asher. If he doesn't have an alibi, the case is closed. A very unoriginal murder.
Peut-être. May I examine the crime scene?
Of course, old chap.
I'll be with you in a minute, Poirot.
It's not just any railway guide. It's open at the letter A. There are no prints on the book.
はい、こんばんは。ずいぶんまた夜遅くまで起きてますね。夜更かし気をつけてくださいね。操作の仕方がわかんないです。部活なんですね。まだですね。操作方法がまだ分かってない。
Red liquid is oozing out. Is it blood?
これ一応このゲームは
No. It's just some strawberries that are losing their juice.
ベッド指定
They
とか
come from the fruit and vegetable
未
shop
成年でも
opposite.
大丈夫みたいですからね。
The counter is covered with fingerprints all on top of one another.
なんか
The
リサ
place
さんもぜ
is
ひね、
unusually
推
tidy
理
for
し
a
てみてく
crime
ださい。
scene. Nothing suggests any sign of a fight.
争った形跡がないので、強盗の線はね、ちょっとどうなんだろうっていうのがありますよね。
There are cigarettes packets in a mess on the shelf.
カーソルが使いづれえな。
The till does not appear to have been touched. I have to check that nothing is missing from it.
プロ野球の全日程が栃木の新聞に載ってました。巨人は東京ドームで阪神との開幕戦。今年も5月に宇都宮清原球場、宇都宮清原球場って、
Something is preventing the drawer from opening. It would be best to examine the rest of the till. It is blocked by something. It would be best to examine the rest of the till. It is blocked by something. It is blocked by something. It would be best to examine the rest of the till.
ソルが使いづらいですね、これね。8いくつとかってやつですかね、これね。ヒントがありましたね。
Ah, a mechanism has just...
これ5ですかね。8、5。
The till is full of money, but there is something strange.
プロ野球の試合いいですよね、また。9日阪神戦なんですか。暑い日ですね。プロ野球の試合は私は別に見に行きませんからね。
Something is hidden underneath. Something is hidden underneath. Something is hidden underneath.
852ですね、これね。
This must be the key to the back of the shop. She just has one wound on the back of the head. This poor woman's head is resting in a very even-shaped pool of blood. She has a packet of Play cigarette next to her hand. Did she drop it when she fell? The body is hidden by the counter and is not visible from the tobacco shop store. Many customers must have thought that Mrs. Asher had popped out.
45連勝とかじゃダメなんですよ。勝ちすぎちゃってもダメなんですよ。ね、そこはね。
So, Poirot, any news?
So, an ABC guide with no fingerprints but prints all over the counter.
Normally, the tobacco shop does not sell ABC guides.
Exact. Mon ami, could you have a word with the neighbors? Some may have seen something.
Of course, my friend, I'll do it straight away.
交流戦っていうと何月ぐらいなんですか？ちなみに8月ぐらい？5月ぐらい？
There are cigarettes packets. The door is locked.
はい。さて、これで
Blood.
6月中に45連勝しちゃってるんですけどね。
Did Alice Asher suffer from nosebleeds? An inscription in German. Souvenir of our honeymoon in the Black Forest. To my Alice forever, Franz Asher. The Ashers were a lovely couple when they were young. It is blocked. Such a pretty decoration should be at the center of the motif to respect the symmetry.
Oh. 2桁得点でもうだからそれはゲームにならないと思う。ちょっとね勝ちすぎちゃうのはまたなんですからねこれね。違うな。操作しづれえなこれ。だからあれなんですよ、たまにあれしたらいいんですよ、監督モードにね。勝ちすぎちゃうと勝ちすぎてるなって時の場合はね、監督観戦モードでやるっていうのが一つの手ですからね。
The wooden flower is preventing the circle from turning.
木製の花が回転するのを、あはなるほど。
The wooden flower is preventing the...
はいはい、わかりました。別を一旦。
I heard a faint sound as if something was unlocked.
もう開いちゃったですか。
It is blocked.
わざと三振ですかわざと三振はね、またちょっとね、だから悲しいものがありますよね。ナイスだよこれ。あれなんだこれ。
These drawings appear to be attached to the chest of drawers. They won't move. These drawings appear to be attached. It is blocked. These drawings appear to be attached to the chest of... These drawings appear to be attached... What a strange box. It looks like you have to slide the slats of wood to open it. It is blocked. It is blocked. It is blocked.
なんでしょうね、これね。何これ。めんどくせ。
This button appears to activate the mechanism.
しました。いらない CD 寄付してくるんですか。スマップのアルバムの何を寄付するんですか。
That should do it. Who is this young woman? To my dear Aunt Alice, Mary Drower.
Have you found anything?
The victim has a niece. We must find her. I've finished with this subject.
シングル CD ですか。ライオンハートとかですか。
This interior is very simple. Mrs. Asher lived very simply.
CD あまり使おう。あ ルバムを聴いちゃうんですね。操作がしづれえなこれ。
Such a pretty decoration should be at the center of the motif to respect the symmetry.
最近スマップの最近の曲ってどんなのがあるんですかね。スマップの最後のシングルアザーサイドですかっていうんですか。アザーサイドですか。シャレオツ。
The wooden flower is preventing. I heard a faint sound as if something was unlocked.
スマップアザーサイド。
These drawings appear to be attached to the chest of drawers.
スマップはアザーサイドってどのくらい売れたんですかね。オリコン内ぐらいだったんですか。
It is blocked.
もう最後の方はあんまりスマップもなんかオリコンに載せたりとかっていう感じじゃなかったんですかね。嵐とかの方がやっぱり出てきちゃってたんでしょうか。
Such a pretty decoration should be at the center of the motif to.
スマップですからね、いっぱい売れたんでしょうけどきっと。
The wooden flower is preventing the circle from turning.
なんだこれ。少しずらす。
The wooden flower is preventing. The wooden flower is preventing the circle from...
動きましたな。ね、一時期はスマップね、出す曲がみんな売れてましたけどね。
The wooden flower is preventing...
いえ連絡を取ったりとか個人的なあれはないんですよ、我々はね。なんか熊助になんか連絡がしたいことがあるんですか？よく意味がわかんないですね。これなんだろう。こんなようなことするんだ。それでいらないです、いらないです。あやつもね、野球そんなに興味ないですからね。
The wooden flower is preventing...
いらない、そのゴールデンブレイブの情報は。操作しづれえな、これ。いらないですよ。興味がね、ある人はね、やっぱ見に行ってるんですよ、もう。現時点で行ってない時点であんまり興味がないんですよ。
The wooden flower is preventing...
野球とかね、見に行く人はもう行ってますからね。
wooden flower is prevent. The wooden flower is prevent.
この前県民賞でやってたんですよ。グッパというこんにゃくでこんにゃくを味噌をつけて食べるこんにゃくおでん、味噌おでんが、群馬県民がですか。味噌おでんが好きかどうかってね。
The wooden flower is prevent.
そうでまあまあまあまあまあまあまあまあまあまあですね。
The wooden flower is
もちろん嫌いじゃないですね。食べてるしね。
The wooden flower is prevent.
そんな言うほど好きじゃないですよ。毎日食ってるとかスーパーでいつも並んでるとかそういう食べ物ではないですからね。味噌おでん、栃木の人の方が食べるんじゃないですか。逆に栃木もね食べてますでしょ、割とね。あれれれ、なんだこれ。沈めよ、なんだこれ。はいはい、ゆっくり寝てください。もう寝時ですからね。いくら夜更かしが明日休みとはいえ、
I heard a faint sound as if some.
高校生は早めに休んでください。はい、お疲れ様でした。
These drawings appear to be attached to the.
会いましょうっていうか、まあ YouTube で見ていただいたりとかってことですよね。まあまあ、あんまり夜更かししないようにゆっくり休んでください。あれ、もうこれ入れちゃうと動きませんな。いや、そうだ、関係なさそうだ。で、ちょっとマイクをもうやめときますね、これね。
Mrs. Asher was killed here. The absence of marks in the shop and the regular shape of the blood stains indicated beyond a doubt. The motive is definitely not financial gain. There is no sign of a struggle, and the till has not been forced or emptied.
はいはい、すいませんね。マイク取っちゃいましたけどね。雪でね。なんか筋トレとかすればいいんじゃないですか。
The murderer deliberately left behind this ABC as a signature. The absence of fingerprints and the fact that it is open at letter A for Andover leaves little doubt.
群馬はもう大体溶けてますよ。大丈夫ですよ、全然。まだなんかそれが遅い。これ解くんですかね。
Such a pretty decoration should be at the center.
うーん、寒いですもんね、とにかくね。私の部屋もね、暖房つけてるんですけど、息が白いんですよ。寒すぎて。 は異常ですよね、ちょっとね。これこのままやっちゃダメなんでしょうか。
I heard a faint sound as if something was unlocked.
手がこれ
These drawings appear to be attached.
暖房つけないとね、シャレならないですよ。多分僕の
These drawings appear to be attached to the chest.
部屋は多分1度とかね、ひょっとしたら0度氷点下になってるかもしれません。
These drawings appear to be attached.
もう雪山みたいにね、投資してしまいますんで、あんまり暖房つけなかったりすると。なんだこれ。上と合わせろってことですね。これは横。で、これが正面ですね。はいはい、お疲れ様でした。ね、早くこの寒波、過ぎ去ってほしいですね。ゆっくり休んで風邪ひかないようにしてください。いいかな。マイク切りますね。
From Mr. Adam Flint, Royal Bank, Eastfield Road, Andover. To Mrs. Alice Asher, 5 Bishops Road, Andover. Dear Mrs. Asher, further to your request of 12 February 1935, I have informed my superiors of your wish to apply for a loan to acquire the lease of the shop you rent from Mr. Fairfax. Despite the seriousness of your case, I regret to inform you that your request has been denied. The amount of your personal contribution, £11, is not high enough and represents too small a part of the final transaction. I remain at your disposal for any questions. Adam Flint. Mrs. Asher's meager savings were not enough for her to own the tobacco shop, but will largely cover her funeral costs. Medicine. Laudanum-based cough medicine, Mrs. Asher, and Dover Morley Laboratory, London. It's strange to find such an elaborate medicine from a leading London laboratory in the home of such a modest woman. I think I've looked everywhere here. Let us see if I can find any more info.
Pence a lettuce! A lovely large lettuce, 4 pence only!
This woman appears to be a smoker.
Maybe you can stare at people like that where you come from, but here it's very rude.
She's a big smoker. She must have been a customer at the tobacco shop. Did you know Alice Asher well?
And for starters, who are you?
I'm Hercule Poirot, the detective.
You're foreign, that's for sure, with your accent and your odd way about you. And you're here about Alice's murder, I suppose. Well, I've nothing to say to you.
Did you speak to the victim yesterday?
No, I never saw her.
Please, try and help me, madame.
Why should I help you? For your beautiful moustache? Heh. Come on, move along now. You're scaring away my customers.
Please, do not be ridiculous. I know that you went to the tobacco shop yesterday.
Well?
It is your duty to tell me if you saw something unusual.
Who do you think you are telling me what to do? Get away from my stall!
Hey, Poirot. Is the greengrocer causing trouble?
No, please, leave her, Chief.
I found the victim's niece. She...
Thank you, mon ami. Jap had the body removed out of respect for the victim's niece. Is it? Is her grief sincere? She appears to be very upset. She's dressed in mourning. She looks fragile. You were very fond of your aunt, am I right?
She was the only family I had since my mother died.
Your aunt did not have any children, is that correct?
No, she was separated from her husband.
What do you think about Franz Asher, your aunt's husband?
He never left her alone. Poor aunt. She used to drop by all the time and make a scene.
Was your aunt afraid of her husband?
He shouted a lot, but she wasn't afraid of him. Why, he used to slink away when she turned on him. He was afraid of her, if you like.
Your aunt should have asked for a divorce.
Oh, no, sir. My aunt had principles.
Well, your aunt's principal have led her to the morgue. Hastings, please see this young lady home. I fear that it's quite impossible to finish our interview at present.
Poirot, what have you done? I've never known you be so brutal.
We have to wait for him to sleep it off.
There must be some way of sobering him up.
I wonder what his wife used to do. He must have scared the customers away.
There are cigarettes packets in a mess on the shelf. It's Alice Asher's notebook. Ah, that's interesting. It probably contains Bodley. The fruit seller has debt too. She will probably be more cooperative thanks to this piece of information. A box of news. Mrs. Asher lived very simply. Medicine. I've finished with this subject. The murderer probably pretended to be a customer. Red liquid is oozing out. No, it's just... Is not in any condition to be...
Strawberries, 6p a pound!
I am accusing you of the murder of Mrs. Asher.
What? It wasn't me!
According to the victim's account book, you owed her £10 for tobacco and magazines.
That's a lie. She owed me £1, I swear.
Enough lies!
It's not lies. But you're not quite as clever as what you think.
Now, please be so kind as to explain this.
Look at my account book. Alice owed me £11 for fruit and vegetables. I may have had a slate at her shop, but she had one at mine. She owed me £1. And that reminds me I have to get it back from her niece.
That is quite enough. Your account book has saved you. But I might ask Chief Inspector Japp to throw you in the cells for 1 or 2 nights while he checks your entries. Do you want to go to prison?
Prison? Now that's not fair. I haven't done nothing.
In that case, I am counting on your full collaboration.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Listen, I didn't kill Alice, I swear. But it's true that I did go to the shop yesterday.
At what time?
6 o'clock. She left me a note saying she wanted some strawberries if I got some. I received them late, about 6. So I took them over to her.
But you did not see her.
She wasn't in the shop, so I just put the strawberries on the counter and left.
Did you see anything unusual in the shop?
No. Well, maybe one thing. There was always a railway guide on the counter. Alice didn't sell them. Maybe it's the customer who left it there.
You were not alarmed?
I thought Alice had just gone to get her medicine from her room and that she'd be straight back.
You mentioned medicine.
Something for her cough. She used to take it a lot.
Who do you think killed her?
France. Her scoundrel of a husband. He was always after her for something. Well, he's a foreigner. Sorry, sir. What I mean is he's German. That's even worse.
Did you see Franz Asher enter the tobacco shop late yesterday afternoon?
Well, no. But at that time of the day, the streets are packed, and I have better things to do than watch her shop.
I'll just borrow your bottle a moment.
Take it. It's what Alice used to sober up her husband. But try not to empty the bottle.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. is not in any condition to be questioned. Mes amis, I can say without a doubt that poor Mrs. Asher was killed between 5:30 and 6.
Killed when the street was packed with people. That's rather bold.
I've been talking to the neighbours, and...
No one's seen anything? Or rather, it's anything and everything. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah. We must grill this villain Asher before he falls asleep again. This man is in rather a bad state. This man has been fighting and he smells of alcohol. The priority. Care for a cigarette, monsieur?
What's that? Scented cigarettes? No, thanks.
Bien. I was trying to be friendly, but you are quite right. Let us get down to business. You threatened to kill your wife, and now she's dead.
So what? You shouldn't take things so seriously, sir. Nothing but empty threats. We didn't get on all that badly.
So, if things were going so well with your wife, why did you not live with her?
She was the one that left. Nothing to do with me, sir.
Ah, women are flighty creatures. Did she run away with another man?
Flighty? You talk funny. One thing for sure, if my wife was seeing another man, I'd have given her a good beating.
Interesting. And what were you doing yesterday at the end of the afternoon?
Can't recall.
You had been drinking again.
The occasional slap, sir, that's all.
And you cannot even remember how you ripped the coat?
I got it stuck in the door.
The truth is that someone gave you a good beating.
A beating? No way. All right, he tore my coat and gave me a black eye. You see the state of him?
Very interesting. Who is the other that you struck?
Probably best if I tell you everything. Yesterday afternoon, I met Roderick Tanner. We'd bet on a dog fight together.
An illegal bet, naturally.
Yes, sir. Our dog won. Roderick got the money, but he refused to give me my share.
And you fought about it. What time was this?
In the evening, about 6, I think. We were on the other side of town. You see, I couldn't have killed my wife.
Asher's alibi appears to be confirmed. All the same, I'm going to call and check that he did have a fight with this Tanner on the afternoon of the murder. You can never trust this.
One thing is certain, Asher was a ruffian who used to beat his wife.
But he is not very educated. It certainly was not him who wrote the letter signed ABC. Let's resume, Hastings. We know the murderer pretended to be a customer. He did not kill her for money, that appears to be certain.
I agree with you on that point.
And the murderer left an ABC guide as a signature. Therefore, it's...
Indeed, but that doesn't explain why and how he...
You are quite right. Why he did it is a mystery. But as for how he did it, we do know enough to try and reconstruct the events. The killer enters the shop. Mrs. Asher turns around to greet a customer. The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her. He then places the ABC upside down before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Asher has a strong alibi and we don't have any other suspect. But what was the point of this
She had no debts. She gave Franz Asher money regularly. She wasn't owed money. Nobody stood to gain anything. And I fear that we had not heard the last of him.
I hope you're wrong for once.
Bien, let's go back to London. If we hurry, we should catch the 7:02 train. Are you coming?
No, unfortunately, I have to talk with Andover police.
See you soon, then. Are you coming, Hastings? Let's go home. There's nothing for us here.
Well, do you have any idea about the killer's identity?
The crime was committed by a man of medium height, with red hair and suspicious eyes. He has a slight limp on the right foot and a wart just below his shoulder blade.
Poirot!
Mon ami, what do you want? You fix upon me a look of dog-like devotion and demand of me a pronouncement à la Sherlock Holmes. Now for the truth. I do not know what the murderer looks like, nor where he lives, nor how to set hands upon him.
What shall we do, then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Do not be so impatient, Hastings. The killer will manifest himself soon enough.
I thought I heard the postman. Maybe there's some news.
I would go and see. It is not the right time. It is not the right time. Daily Flicker, June the 22nd, 1935. Battle over control of bank system. What will the government do for money? Andover. Andover, Hampshire, population 31,200 inhabitants. dear Mr. Poirot. Well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The end of our affair went like clockwork, don't you feel? We're having a crazy time. The next crime will be in Bexhill. We must warn Jap to Scotland Yard.
Did the letter indicate anything that might help the police?
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more. It's impossible to get through to... Ah, some cool hair. No doubt about it. Hastings, it would appear that you are getting slight...
Really?
Let us examine this more closely. Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects. Let us examine the characters in this word. I don't see anything in particular. Let us look at another word. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. The W is not printed properly. Let us examine the characters in this word. Let us examine the characters in this word. Nothing to report for these characters. Let us examine the character. Right. Let us compare this with the other letter. The W is not printed properly. Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. Let us examine the characters in this word. Right. Let us compare this with the other letter. Yes, this I is... However, the characters in the two words do not match. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. Right. Let us compare this with the other letter. That's right. The A characters in the two letters. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. The W. Right. Let us compare this with... Of course, the W characters in the two letters. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. Yes, this I. Right. Let us compare this with the other. Yes, the I cat. My theory was right. These two letters... Both letters were written on the same typewriter.
You surprise me, Poirot.
But there is nothing usual about this case, Hastings. Let us now try and get our brains...
So, Poirot, have you found something?
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Chapa will explain there.